So, a lot of people know this already, but so this game was played on Games Done Quick, I think 2022 by Spooty Biscuit, a very talented speedrunner, a good friend of mine. But I decided that I'm gonna play a lot of different stuff that he didn't get to play, especially with this marathon being like focused on like black speedrunners and creators. I decided to like specifically put in some files like made by black creators for this event, including one by one of my co-hosts, including by my commentator Scripts here. You can introduce yourself real quick.
Hello, everyone. I'm Scripts. I go by any pronouns. I'm very huge on rhythm games, especially this one right here that we're about to watch, not ITG. This game has carried a lot of memories with me, and I am very glad to be able to commentate for Taro for what we're about to showcase.
Okay. Right, well, I mean, I guess let's just get right into it. So we're going to do time starting on the start button of the first song, which is a very good introduction to the concept of mods, in my opinion. All right, 3, 2, 1.
All right. And this first song is modded by Ellie, old Elias Windu. And this song is Bloom from Sound Vortex. And I'll just be going through all the segments while they come up. So for this segment, the notes will fade out, but you will have to still pay attention as the notes will still scroll up while they're hidden. So you have to keep your timing as they reappear.
Quite like this one because it's a really like gentle introduction to mods. But also, it's a good taster of what's to come. It's pretty hard to talk and play, so I think this falls a good time for some donations.
Absolutely. I just want to keep us up on that incentive, by the way. We are already now above $12,000. We're at $12,264. That means we have $250 less than until we hit the incentive. Chad, I know y'all can do it. We have a $15 donation from Chloe. Thank you for your donation. And a $50 donation from Glorgu. Thank you as well.
What a nice crossover there. Scripts, if you can explain a crossover.
So a crossover is where you will have your foot pivoted on the opposite side of the pad. So you could have your left foot on down while your right foot would be on the left. So you would have to pivot your body a little bit to hit that specific pattern, which is called a crossover. You will see those in maybe a couple files coming up.
Not too many. Oh, wait, there's one. There's one of yours. Anyway, we're gonna come straight on to song 2.
All right. And on to the next song. This was modded by Condor Talon, and this song is also from Sound Vortex. Currently, the arrows are flipping into a reverse state, and they're going to do that for another couple times. And then over here, we have a couple column swaps, where the arrow columns will be different than the left, down, up, right. It's a bit tricky, but they do not last for very long. And just like the last song, Bloom, the notes will fade, and you have to keep the timing as they approach the receptors at the top. But it is slightly easier, since they're not faded out for very long. But it is tricky with the receptors moving up and down as such.
Terry, you want to hear some great news?
Yes.
We have hit the incentive. We've hit $12,500.
Oh, also, real quick, if I can get everyone in chat to clap along right here. All right.
That's a fun thing Spooty started doing. Pretty much the main reason I included this song in the marathon was to get the claps in.
More of the swaps. And you have to lock in since the arrows decelerate towards the receptors, but they also disappear. So you have to keep your timing while they go up to the invisible receptors.
Yeah, I had to like lock. I've decided I'm gonna start like locking in a lot more. I don't want to be getting bad scores on these in a marathon. All right, onto your file.
All right. So this song, Brilliant to You, this is originally from DDR. And that is, that's the great introduction to this file. It's a very mean first jump. It just accelerates and it's the very first thing you have to hit. So while this song is originally from DDR, I used the Beatmania 2DX cut. So it will sound slightly different than what you're used to. And the gimmick of this file is that this is mainly focused on column swaps. And while the columns are swapped, the other column that it has swapped with will show a red note. And also you have to pay attention to the receptors to see which ones swap. And when they do swap, you have to hit the opposite arrow. So between the two that it swaps through, you would have to hit the other column instead. And then this second verse gets a bit harder.
Yeah, this is really mean.
You get a little bit of a break here.
Yeah.
And then the very mean outro coming up.
Ooh, that was a little bit spooky.
If it's anything to say, I'm a very big fan of column swaps. One of my very favorite mods to execute and also to put into content that's created.
Yeah. Oh, this one's real nice. Column swaps are really hard. I'm like not very good at them. Generally when I a lot of files that use column swaps, reading them is actually a punishment for like looking at the wrong part of the screen. But when Scripts uses them, you actually have to read the column swaps and it's like, oh no.
And this current song, Dead Heat, has been modded by Sering. It's a very simple file with very awesome aesthetics. Right here, we have the playfields hitting each other like it's a pendulum. Couple stretches here and there.
Yeah, it's like a Newton's cradle type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think this falls a pretty good time for a donation or two.
All right. We have a $50 donation from Tim Knight and a $5 donation from CMMF. Also, chat, just want to remind you, there should be a donate to charity button listed under the video player. If you do not see it, please refresh. We will see your donations and we'll make sure that we're able to get as many read as we can.
This is a very pretty effect.
Agreed. A little bit of a carousel going on here. You can choose whether to focus on the front or in the back. And then that
I'm definitely finding my groove. Yeah, you might be wondering, like, why is this game called Not in the Groove? Well, you see how the arrows, the path the arrows would normally take to the receptors? If you, like, consider that a groove, I'm sure you've seen already by now, the arrows are definitely not doing that, so... And to cap off our first, like, batch of 5, because I've split them into 3 batches of 5, this is a file that is made by me. It is a song from the Katamari series, which I'm sure everyone knows and loves. Like, I particularly really love the soundtrack for that series. Featuring one of my original characters.
The gimmicks in this file are very clever. In just about a moment, you're going to see some of these lanes light up with a color. Blue will be slowing down the lanes, while red will be speeding up the lanes. And you will see this gimmick throughout the file. But this ain't the only thing. There's another bit in this file that you'll see a lot of as well.
You're thinking, what are we going to do with this grid structure? Well...
And some of the cubes in the grid will be closed at times. And then also with that combination, you also get the red and blue lanes, which manage your speed mod, in which you would have to chunk and read bits of it to make it all come together.
Thing, the color of the arrows actually indicates the rhythm. If you want to explain that real quick, Scripts.
So the different colors of the arrows are quantizations for a chart. The red ones would be fourth notes, and the blue ones are eighths. And you also see different colors, but the common 3 are the red one being the fourth, the blue being an eighth, and the green will be 16ths.
Yeah, this is really useful for reading these. Like, even if you haven't seen the chart before, or haven't heard the song before, even if you can't even hear the song, you can tell what the rhythm is. You can tell what the rhythm is going to be just from the arrows. This is really useful when the arrows are doing all of this. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick sit-down break while we get some donations in.
Take your break. I'm mesmerized watching this. My brain can't compute what you're doing.
That was the easy block. Those were the 5 really easy ones.
Easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understandable. Well, your community is pouring in again. We have a $25 donation from Lemma.
Let's go.
Thank you for your donation.
Let's go.
We also have a $25 donation from Miss No One.
Hell yeah.
Again, right, chat, just a quick... if you're ready to go, we can go.
No, go on.
Okay. Just a quick reminder to everybody for the donations right now. As Anarchy said a little bit earlier, we're having a little bit of shenanigans with our regular donate button, but we do still have that donate to charity button below your video player. Make sure you're able to click on that button. If you don't see it, refresh your Twitch and you should see that donate button. And of course, all of it is still going to Race Forward.
Hell yeah. Also, I got a full combo on that. I got no misses.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're going to move on to block 2 real quick. So you'll immediately notice a jump in difficulty from number 5 to number 6. Yep. Let's just jump into it.
Mm-hmm. All right, and here, this song, Fashion, has been modded by Kinosiden, and this song is from DDR.
I love this song.
Song's awesome.
It's kind of considered. I think this song would be considered like the theme song of modern DDR because Konami uses it on a lot of their promotional materials for it.
They do. And for this file, one of the main gimmicks that you'll see as of right now is where the notes will fly in from the outside of the screen and go inwards to the center of the screen where the receptors remain. And this is referencing another gimmick that has been, that was referencing a gimmick that was made in another file that came before this, which was also made by Windu.
Whole file is.
And oh, right.
Yeah, it's just like a remake.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny that he would do that. I don't know what prompted him to do that.
It just kind of works.
It fits the song really well.
It does. All right, and here, the plate fields will be drifting across each other. You will ignore the faded notes. And then here is the ending spiral. Where the notes will go toward the receptors, but inwards going outwards. And final jump. All right. And into the next song, Summary. This file was made by Halcyonics.
Yeah, shout outs to Hell.
And this is another quant in which it's definitely unordinary. You don't see this very commonly, but in songs that have swing or unordinary rhythms, you will be seeing that quantization with songs like that.
It's kind of visually similar to the green ones, but the teal arrows are just unsnapped.
Mm-hmm. A little groovy file.
Oh yeah, this is a context switch.
And right here, the playfields will be reversing their columns one by one, in which you would have to focus on the other playfield while the other has theirs flipping.
Yeah, it's kind of cued by the fact that the arrows on the one that you're not supposed to look at are a little bit whiter. They're a little bit bright. Yeah, that was a good time.
Love the motions in that file. So mesmerizing.
Hal's really good at like graphic design and especially motion design. So his files tend to reflect that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. Here's another chart made by me. This one is about chunking, which is a very important skill in mod reading, but it's so hard to talk while doing that. So Scripps, if you could take this one for me.
Of course. Firstly, are there any Toho enjoyers in chat? You might recognize the character referenced in this file. And about chunking. Chunking is about reading what you can before the playfield is either warped away or moved. And not just the playfield, it can also be the notes as well. if you're able to get all the information that you can on the screen and keep it in memory until it's time to hit those notes, that would be chunking. And this file is definitely very big on that.
Yeah, if you kind of don't do it, you just lose. Because you can't see the arrows half the time, but they're always all on screen before you need to hit them, so you gotta be keeping track. You can also see the chart difficulty start to ramp up.
And while chunking is a big thing for this file, the gimmick of this file is that the playfields will be warping and moving throughout the holes that are made on the screen. So you can just see it go wee, and it just does it in very various ways that you probably couldn't expect. Like that. More crossovers. Even more crossovers.
I think that was pretty good, especially for trying to talk during it. Oh yeah, A+.
That looks solid.
I still don't understand how you're doing this.
I had a bit of a rough start there. Like some of the earlier charts, I was getting like lower scores than I was expecting. I was like, oh no, but I think I like found my groove. All right, Patchwork Eden. This is a difficulty 11, which is more of a jump.
And in reference, this game's scale goes from 1 to 20, 1 being the easiest while 20 is the hardest. And Patchwork Eden, which has been modded by K Puma, this mod file is referencing the music video for this song, and it's very, very big on aesthetics.
K Puma's kind of a genius.
Definitely.
While we look at this one, can I get in a quick announcement?
Yes.
All right, everybody, we've opened up our next incentive for Ember Knights. Our incentive is going to be $13,200. Now, for that incentive, it's going to be a little bit of a doozy if we hit it. They are already going to be going through as a co-op no-death run, but we have the ability to make that just even more complicated as a Doom Seed. That's $13,200. We're close to $13,000 right now, chat. I know we can do it.
Love the visuals of this one so much.
This file is very pretty. All right. And over here, we have a mod called Proxy Walls, where there is several copies of the playfield moving in a row. In which
Something from earlier.
Correct. And while the playfields were moving along with each other, some of them were swapped out, in which you would have to read the ones that were highlighted instead of slightly more faded out.
Oh yeah, so my pad actually lights up. The arrows on the pad actually light up the color of the arrows in the game, which is something that I hooked up because I did that for fun because I wrote the input driver for this pad. It's a home-built pad called a Reflex pad. You can check it out on reflex.dance. You can build this yourself. It's like open source. And all the materials are on the website, so it's a really fun project. It's a little bit on the expensive side, but really fun stuff. All right, for the boss song of the second block of charts. This is Descent by Sugar Vroom, one of the black creators I decided that I wanted to like highlight in this event. This person has made like a lot, has like really improved really fast, and I really like their art style. And for this one, they tried making like some 3D background stuff, which is really neat. Also, shoutouts to my friend DM Dokuro for the song.
All right. So this song, Descent by Sugar Vroom, this is another file with some very, very cool visuals. Sugar Vroom is very, when it comes to visuals, Sugar Vroom always delivers. I really like looking at their files.
Yeah. This gimmick is kind of hard. Oh,
yeah.
Do you want to do a donation?
You definitely can. We have a $20 donation from Garby the Glitcherous. Uh-oh. The screen looks angry now.
Yeah, I failed.
Garby,
It's
thank
okay.
you for your donation.
A bit of a monochrome section here. Since you don't get to see the quantizations of the arrows, you would have to time this visually. But now you get a met. Being able to swap between being able to read the notes approaching visually and also quantizations is very important. Because you never know what a file can do until you learn it.
Oh, so good.
It is. The best thing about a game like Not ITG, it enables you to be as creative as you can be. And you can just make files that can tell a story, and sometimes just much more than just a story. The creativity in this game is very, very open. You can do just about as much as you can within this engine.
Yeah, I've sometimes described it as like it's just a general purpose 3D graphics engine with a rhythm game stapled to it. That was unfortunate, but we're gonna move on. How are we looking on time?
We're at about 26 minutes.
Yeah, you know what? We got time. We'll do this one that I really wanted to show off because I just really like this chart. We'll make up for the performance on that last one with this.
True. So this file, Aqua LeBlanc, is also modded by Kfuma. And the gimmick of this is that if you do see, there's a shadow playfield that is behind the main one, in which you will have to pay attention to. And you will have to context switch, since the normal playfield won't be visible at all times, such as now.
Such a creative idea.
It's very good. Couple crossovers in the mix as well. Oh, and this song is actually from Taiko.
Right, because it just looks like an ordinary shadow at first, and then you start noticing it's doing like different things entirely to the rest of the normal playfield. And then you have to look at that instead of the notes. All right, we're gonna sit down for a sec before we hop into the actually really hard ones.
Oh, the actually really hard ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Not the one. Okay. Sure. While you are taking your break, I just want to speak a little bit more on that incentive we're reaching. By the way, that's $13,200. We are getting super, super close to it. For that, it is a Doom run in Ember Knights. With that Doom run, they have some modifiers that they're adding to it, like randomized world order, 8-minute timer per world, full heal after boss is disabled, and share health and damage. So I want to see these things happen. Let's make sure we're able to meet that incentive.
All right. So, jump. We're gonna go straight to 13.
All right, and this song, Clumsy Thoughts, has been modded by Someone Says Hi. This song is from Reflect Beat, and if you guys have never played an arrow game in an Etch and Sketch, this file would be your introduction to playing a file in an Etch and Sketch. So the arrows definitely don't look normal. That's just about how the game works. The arrows will never be normal. Have a couple column swaps here and there. While the notes show their edge, they still have their quantizations retained, so you can still read through those as well. And got a couple playfields scrolling down with a mix of column swaps. It's a bit tough.
Try and do all the crossovers. You'll watch my feet, you'll see me do them. Help! Okay. That was hard. That got a little bit dicey. Okay. Another 13 that I would describe as hard even for a 13, even though it was originally sent in as a 12.
This song definitely bangs, though.
Oh yeah,
very,
for sure.
Very awesome music. All right. So this song, LFO, has been modded by Iris and Not ITG Fan. This song is from 2DX.
I'm still mesmerized by these arrows. I think I'm going to see arrows in my sleep tonight. we have time for some donations.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Would be a good time.
Right. Just again, chat, want to remind you, we are working on getting our regular donation page back up. But while we are, you can still donate through the Twitch stream. Below your video player, there should be a donate to charity button. If you do not see it, try to refresh your Twitch stream and you should see that button. And we will still make sure that we are able to get those donations. And of course, with them, the donations still fully go to Race Forward. we have a $250 donation from He Who Am Are Is Myself. Yes, that's the username. Thank
I know
you
him.
for your donation. You know, okay.
Yeah, they're also in the community. He's very awesome. And a couple of bits from this file require a lot of fast reaction time.
Yeah, I'm barely hanging on.
See, chat's excited I got the name right. Not gonna lie, chat, I was staring at that username for 5 minutes figuring out what it said.
As far as 2DX songs go, like, I don't really have one, but if I had to pick one, that's a very strong contender for my favorite 2DX song. Okay. So, this is a new file. It's a level 15, which is a jump from anything we've seen so far. But this is a new file that was made for this event by a black creator named I'm just gonna call them Ant because their actual name is really hard to pronounce. So I wanted to include. I knew from the start I wanted to include a file from her, but I couldn't decide on which one. And then she was like, "All right, I could make a file for you in like 3 days." And I was like, "All right, sure, let's do it." So this is the new file made specifically for this event. It is On Take Sun from Sound Voltex, and it's a level 15, which is huge. So let's do it.
All right. So the song is On Take Sun by Sampling Masters Mega. And Sampling Masters is a group, if I'm correct. And
Yeah.
if the name suggests, they're sampling masters. So they use a lot of whole different samples for their songs. And this file definitely matches the energy of the song. Sun. Okay, the funniest part about this segment is that although you can't see the arrows, is that it contains a pattern that's a very huge meme in the not ICG community. So that pattern is a commonly used pattern used for build-ups in songs. So usually for those that have played not ITG for a long while, when they see the first bit of that pattern, they know what the rest is, since the first half of the pattern faces one direction and it faces the other for the second half. So while you could see nothing, once you see that first blip, if you know about the pattern, you can hit that pattern.
That was the first time I passed that on pad. Okay, that was the first time I played that on pad, actually. I passed it on keyboard before.
Couldn't do this on keyboard either. Out of curiosity, what level is the next track?
The next one is... Oh, I'm slowing down a little bit. We're going down to 10, but it's got a little bit of monkey ball going in there, so...
Oh? We like monkey ball.
Ooh.
I was going to say, if it's a level 10 track, chat, how about we get a level 10, as in a $10 donation train going for this next track? We're getting super close to 13,000. Again, 13,200 gets us that next incentive. That Doom Seed in Ember Knights.
Right. So this is a chart. I've decided I put this one in because not only is it really cool, it's also a bit of a breather. This is a chart that I made for a tournament, and well, I'll just let me from the video explain.
This is Taro 4012. It's the 10-year anniversary. Let's do this. Mawaru, go!
Right, Spritz?
All right. So this is the 11th rendition of Mawaru, which was made by Taro himself across all the years that he's been in the Stepmania community. And throughout the file, you will be time traveling to all the different Mawarus, this one being the second, and this was in 2010, and Finale, which was made in 2011. There we go, skill point.
Oh, I missed the target! Fine. Oh. Fine. So throughout this chart, you'll see lots of mini games. They're worth bonus score. I put this. Shut up, Mimi.
Yeah, one thing about this file is that if you like WarioWare, you will definitely like this file. It just does about everything. And speaking of Super Monkey Ball, we have rolling out in not ITG.
Wait, you're playing this right now?
No!
It's very hard.
I tried. The nerves are really setting in, man.
It happens.
Okay, I got the skill point there.
Awesome. Nice. And while the different mini games happen, it also references a lot of several different games as well. If you haven't peeped already.
Oh.
Rhythm going.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And for this segment, this requires you to know a little bit about column swaps. Under flip meaning that the receptors you would hit the opposite arrow. Invert is where the both sides of the playfield, which is left down and upright, those two would be swapped instead of the entire playfield being flipped. And then there's also combinations that you can get to get other swaps as well, and which is, I think, personally very hard to figure out. I personally haven't been able to figure out the last two of that segment myself. Also, Yoshi. And speaking of referencing different games, here's Citus.
This is kind of a shmup. It is just Shapes and Beats. It's a just Shapes and Beats reference, but all right, no hits.
Let's see your best dab, Taro. All right.
Are you ready?
Shout out to Daiki. All right. Oh, shout outs to FMS Cat. FMS Cat is the person who implemented shaders in Not ITG. All right, Baba is you. All right, what do I want? I want flag as win for sure, and then probably box as coin, so I can get the coins and then win. Yeah.
Games inside of games. if you are familiar with DDR and their boss songs, the background and current song is referencing The Legend of Max. And there's Baba trying to mess you up while you're trying to hit the note.
Woo,
And that's more
all right.
gold.
Pretty good. Yeah, I got all but one of the skill points. I unfortunately could not get the monkey ball. All right, for the last song of the normal block of the marathon, but I have been informed that the 18s are happening, so this is the last level 15. It's a big collab between a lot of creators. I put this one in the interest of like including as many creators as possible in the marathon. So there's 13 different people all worked on this file, myself included. I've also not played this one on pad before, so we'll see how it goes.
You got it.
All right, let's go.
And with each segment that has been made by each person, I will also be saying their names as well. This intro section being made by Kaibash. And this song is from the Tenno sound team, in which it's a huge collab. This file is a huge collab, just like this song. And this current segment is made by Tetes. Next segment being from Kino. That procs you all a couple spins here. This next segment is made by Yasmin64, in which they were a part of the collab from LFO that was played earlier. And Not ITG Fan, which is also from the collab from LFO earlier.
Let's talk about combo there.
Let's go. This segment is made by Mr. Cool 909090.
I think I saw this was a level 15.
Yes. This segment is made by Rhea, or Jacket 22. This segment right here is Kirby 5464. This segment's made by Mango After Dawn. We're swapping through all these like it's candy. And this segment is also made by Kate Fuma, in which we have played a couple of files from them earlier.
I made this part.
Wow, I wonder. This one's made by Taro himself. Don't mind the buns, buddy. And this segment is made by me. And Bass Drop. And this segment right here is made by Mirren, or 12 Stones.
Oh my god, yes. Okay.
Let's go!
Okay. I was not expecting to pass that, actually. Okay. So, like, I'm getting pretty, like, a low accuracy as well, because the offset's kind of moving and shaking around because there's a... the Bluetooth headphones I'm using for this. If anyone knows the nightmare of Bluetooth headphones in rhythm games. But anyway, I am going to sit down for a second before we move into our level 18s.
Bluetooth and rhythm games are just not something you put in the same sentence sometimes.
No, absolutely. All right, chat. We're getting super, super close to 13,000. We are less than $130 away from that. Add another 200 to that, we get that Doom Seed incentive in Ember Knights. Again, they're adding a lot of random things into that Doom Seed that I don't know how they're going to keep up. Definitely want to make sure we hit that incentive. I heard some names during that last track. I asked why if it was level 15 because we have a $15 donation from Mr. Cool 909090.
Let's go.
Thank you for the donation.
Yeah, Mr. Cool was one of the people in there. Yeah, I'm still sitting down for a second. You got time.
No, okay. These tracks. I don't know how you're doing it. We have a $10 donation from Sage of Flowers, as well as a $15 donation from Falsely Profound. Both of you, thank you for those donations as well. And I'm seeing a lot of those $10 donations coming in from that train earlier. You all are amazing. Can we maybe get if we're doing these level 18s, maybe an $18 donation train going? I know we can do it, chat. You got this.
I'm gonna get some water. I got some water by my side. I'm gonna hydrate. That's a good idea.
Yes. And chat, make sure you're hydrating too. We're not doing all this work that Taro is right now, but I want to make sure that you're also getting hydrated.
Everyone, you should drink water. Imagine that I'm pointing at you very menacingly.
All right, everybody, we just hit 13K.
Let's go.
That's crazy.
It's all money going towards a good cause with Race Forward. You all are absolutely amazing. Let's get that extra 200 for that incentive.
Yeah, I'm really happy that came in as well. I could use all the sit down time I could get, honestly. All right. Without much further ado, we're going to jump straight into our first 18. Bearing in mind, the hardest thing we've seen up to this point has been 15.
Oof. All right. So this file, Speedstar Kanade, is a collab between Daiki and Taro himself. Daiki being referenced in the Mawaru Gold file for the 403 segment. And this song is made by Camellia and Nanahira. For those that are avid rhythm game enjoyers, you know when you hear these two in a song together, it is going to be very, very rough. And this file is just absolutely just chaos, just like the song. It's very wacky.
So what exactly are you looking at on the screen? Because I don't see anything. Okay.
Anybody recognize?
Condor.
And there's Condor. Condor himself. All right, and now we're getting into the very next segment. Spare me a moment.
Here we go.
All right, so this segment right here is a mod called Pieces.
No.
And basically, the arrows come to a pause in the middle of the screen, and it's delayed there for a couple seconds, so you will have to chunk those notes, and then once it's time to hit them, then you would have to execute the notes being hit.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
So good up until here.
You were really close.
I started going really early. Oh, well.
Yeah, that section is really difficult. It's hard to lock in for a song like that because music, it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
You need a break?
No, we're going straight into the next one. We'll do a break after the next one.
While you do, we just hit the incentive. We've hit $13,200. Chat, y'all are amazing. That is a big milestone to hit today.
That's incredible.
Yep. And the last song, Speedstar Kanade, goes from 30 BPM to 999.
Yeah, that section that I failed in was really fast.
And this file, Diomedes, is made by Bright Zeno. This song is from DJ Max. And currently right here, we have a moment of scrolling through the visible segments of the chart in which chunking would come into use here. There's only a small segment of it being visible, which it scrolls both ways. And right here, since the last file also had pieces, this is also being introduced in this file as well, where the notes wave to the middle and then pause, in which you would have to chunk and then hit again execute for when it's time for them to reach the receptors. And Pieces is also a bit, it's also a well-known mod in the community and also a bit of a meme as well. And right here we have, these came up a bit earlier, but these are, this is a driven drop variant that doesn't end.
No!
And
I'm gonna start that over. I can start that over.
All right. In which driven drop drops the receptors to the notes, in which you would have to hit them accordingly.
Also, just going to pop in with a couple quick donations. We've got $32 from frums.xyz. We've got $50 from Tiza Tryhards. Thank you for your donations. Hear the focus. We have another $18 donation from frums.xyz as well.
All right, I'll keep going.
Level 18s are not easy by any means. The amount of focus and reading that you will have to do for files such as this, it requires a lot of brain power. And over here, we have a couple of proxy walls. And now, with everything that you've been introduced to in this file, you put it all together. So you have these scrolling segments while the proxy walls are moving as well. And also Pieces has returned as well. Thankfully only for a small segment.
Yeah, 18s are no joke. Oh man, if I got through that one section, I would have passed it.
Yeah, that segment's hard.
It's really rough. Oh well, I did pretty good on the rest of it. Okay, I had a designated sit down here.
No problem. Take a breather, take some more water. We've got a $123 donation from Tiza Tryhards. Thank you for that donation. I'm seeing a lot of $18 donations coming in. Don't forget that dono train, everybody. We're doing these level 18 tracks. We want to get $18 donations in that train. I've got an $18 donation from Inker JK. Thank you for that donation.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna need all the 18 power that you guys can get to me for these, because Let's see if we can pass the next 3 at least. You want to do one more, actually?
I actually have some good news for us. Our donation page is back up and running, everybody. !donate will get you to that page. Again, all of the money we're raising today goes to Race Forward, not only today, but tomorrow and Sunday as well. Make sure you get those donations in, and I'll be able to read your comments again.
All right. My comeback starts now.
Let's get it. All right. So this file, Fafnir, this song is also from Sound Vortex, and this file is also made by Taro himself.
Yeah, I have a strong personal design philosophy. I don't like making things that I don't clear, so we're clearing this.
All right. And the gimmick of this file is that the screen will be sliced in half, while the playfields jump and just wiggle around both sides of the screen that are slashed. Couple crossovers in the mix as well.
I think I really needed that sit down.
You got it.
While you're on this track, yeah, you definitely got this. On this track, I just want to let you know we have a $50 donation from Cat. It says, hey, shout outs to Taro, as well as the rest of the Mod Jam Max team. MJM2 happening soon, I promise, with a smiley face.
Shout outs, Cat. And progressively, while this file goes, it just gets much more wacky in terms of motions that you have to pay attention to.
We have a $25 donation from Railcoon. I remember yesterday, chat. Do y'all remember yesterday? This donation message simply says :3.
Let's go.
And that's
I got an A-.
Let's get it.
Let's go. That's an A. Huh. All right. I said it. My comeback started then. We're passing the next 2. I'm gonna sit down again. This one is probably the hardest one, the hardest steps, this chart alone in the marathon. So let's get a donation or 2 for sure.
For sure. We've got a $10 donation from Zelo. My Taro isn't flipping around like my playfield. Do I need to start rotating my monitor?
There is a sliver chance. Maybe. Just maybe.
No. We've also got a $5 donation from Lemma EOF. Taro is one of my biggest inspirations and a beacon. Almost like a beacon of the rhythm gaming scene. I wouldn't be where I am today without his support and encouragement, and it's great to see him showing off some of the best not ITG community has to offer. Let's get these clears.
Yeah. All right. So, Illness Lilin, if you remember back to Speedstar Kanade, this is another collaboration between me and Daiki, and as we all know, nothing good happens when the 2 of us collaborate. We'll jump in.
Definitely vouch for that statement. Both make very awesome content, but when the two come together, it's a bit of a wild party. And Illness Lilin is from Sound Vortex. And like mentioned earlier, the steps are very me in the usage of Hard's mod, such as this shown. And this segment right here is a bit wild. So for this segment right here, you can either read from the center before the playfields get split, or you can read from the split, but you wouldn't have any notion of which quants to hit since they would be faded. And some of these notes here are replaced from other games, as you can recognize, like Pump and Tycho, and I believe Poppin'. I might be incorrect, but. And this segment right here is so the screens are split, and while one is visible, it will bounce away and then freeze once it hits the other side.
You explained that, and I'm still confused on how I was supposed to know what to do there. We do have a $25 donation coming in from He Who Am Are Is Myself. It says extra money because the host pronounced my name correctly. Good job, Champrul. We also have a $5 donation from 2 Red. It says, hey, why are the arrows doing that? I don't think they're supposed to be doing that.
Ooh!
So let's go. Ooh! Is that a barely? I think that.
I don't think it's close enough to a fail to be a barely. It's not close enough to be a barely, but it got kind of. It's pretty hard. That's a hard chart. It's not easy.
Very hard file.
Difficult chart that is not easy. Ooh.
Get you a
Very happy
breather.
with that. Okay, so next song is our last one. So I'm going to take a little breather before then, and then we'll be over.
No worries. We have a $100 donation from Fierce Wolf. Let's kick hate to the curb and stomp racism like Taro's stomping these tracks. Less than 3. Stomping these tracks, stomping that dance pad. You're doing amazing.
Thank you.
We also have a $25 donation from Steffi Starlight. Keep up the fantastic runs. And don't forget, chat, we're doing that $18 donation train. We've got an $18 donation from Sage. Go arrow it up. I send rabbit power. Thumping?
Let's go.
Let's get it.
So, I may have lied just a little bit. So you know how the scale goes from 1 to 20? I said it was 5 18s in a row, but the last one might actually be a 19. Just to cap it off.
Ow.
So that was 4 18s in a row. And we'll cap it off with a 19. Let's go.
It just keeps getting louder. All right. So, that's cute. So this golden rule is also made by Taro. This was made for a tournament, I believe UKSRT X, which is the 10th edition of UKSRT. And currently we have some notes swimming through the water. And proxy walls return again. So different parts of the play fields in different segments while you have it, it will be moving amongst each other. Amongst is not a word. Along with each other. So depending on where you pay attention on the screen, you might get a different segment from how you're supposed to read and what's supposed to be hit. And the red line is where the receptors would be, but that's where you're supposed to hit the notes. And during this segment, different playfields will be spawning in which you can read, but you will have to move into another playfield to read it before the one that you're reading becomes redundant, since it does fade. Not only does it fade, but it moves slightly, so it's very difficult to read it as is. And this segment right here is another moment of you having to hit the notes upon the red line as they swoop in from now outside of the screen.
Just really quick, chat. We've opened up another incentive. It is an upgrade to all bosses in Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. That's $3,500. All bosses. We want to see that. Make sure when you're doing a donation, there is an incentive page at the bottom. Make sure you're clicking on that incentive to get that met.
Shout outs to the gay D-pad.
True. Getting a little wavy, if I do say so myself.
I lost my place in that. That one's been giving me trouble during practice. All right, let's get a clean ending.
For this part, you have to pay close attention to where the arrows approach. Since it's very swirled up, but you do get the notion of a D-pad and the quantization of the notes that you have to hit as well. And driven drops have returned again in this segment as well. But while this section goes on, it will be progressively much more harder to read, as it will throw many different mod combinations at you while this is ongoing. And for the driven drop, instead of the receptors, you would just get that red line in which you would follow. And here's the different mod combos that I've mentioned. And it only gets harder.
Jumping in with a $5 donation from Lella BB. Taro, you can do. I'm always rooting for you and the not ITG community. Let's end this showcase with a bang. P.S. I saw Bigfoot once.
True. They did do that.
And within this segment, you have to pay attention to the circle in which the arrows will come up. They do slightly decelerate, so you may have to chunk as well. But the circle is the only way for you to get your notes and be able to chunk said information.
And time is coming
the
up.
End of the file.
Time. Okay. Oh, that life bar is so good except for that one spot. Come on. Wow. I did so well everywhere else. This game is so unforgiving. It only takes 10 misses to fail. Like, bear that in mind throughout the entire marathon. If you get 10 misses within close proximity to each other, you just fail. That's it. I only got 10 misses in this section, and then the rest was, like, that life bar is so solid for the rest of it. Man, that's a little frustrating, but oh well. I ended on a high note. I comboed most of the ending, which is really hype, especially for a level 19 chart. Mm-hmm. Can I do some quick shoutouts?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, in my mind, that was still an A++++. You did amazing during this showcase, but definitely check out Taro, and Taro, tell us about yourself.
Yeah. So, oh man. So I where do I even start? I am a rhythm game developer. This is one of the projects that I worked on. Starting in 2011, but the community has grown so much, like way beyond what I was expecting when I started this. Like, there's so many like talented creators from like all around the world, all contributing to the source code, all submitting bug reports, and mostly just making lots and lots of really, really cool files. There is so much content to play, it was really hard to narrow it down to just 16 files to put in the showcase. Shoutouts to the community moderators, Daiki, Burby, Aura, Plight Shift. Shoutouts to the people that help with not ITG. We got Observer, we've got Aura again, we got Jewel, we've got Kai Dash for maintaining the repo of all maintaining the Google Drive that has all the content, and being such a trooper with anytime we break something in the engine, going back and updating all of everyone's files that would have been affected by the change and updating the downloads and managing that. It's a Herculean task. There's something like, I don't know what, like 8,000 files. Shoutouts to the whole community, and also trans rights. Scripts, you got anything?
Nothing much else to say, but let's see. There really isn't much else for me to say, but again, trans rights are human rights. Black Lives Matter. Drink water, and everyone have an awesome day or night wherever you're at.
Yeah,
very important messages.
One more shoutouts to everyone who's worked on me with UKSRT, Purakulo, and my partner Cosmic Layer. All right, take it.